enough. We didn't want to break anything, so we're like, don't do it. We'll figure it out. And
Midweek update.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We have not brought you an update now in close to a month and thought it's probably time we update you. And Beth, she's wanting to leave the couch. She doesn't want to update anyone, I don't think. For those of you that don't know our channel, I'm Patrick.
I'm Patty.
This is Bess.
And this is Truman.
They're our Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. We're just two 50-somethings that are making a major change in our lives. We have sold our house, and we now, Patty, have been living in our RV full-time for almost a month and a half.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
It doesn't seem that long.
Which living in an RV is nothing new to us, because we have lived in an RV before for anywhere from 6 weeks up to almost 6 months.
Right.
But this time there's just no home to go home to.
Right. There's no cabin. There's no home.
Yeah.
Like you say.
So I think the last time we updated everybody, we I don't even remember if we'd moved out of the house, but we did.
I can't remember.
We did get moved out right on schedule as we had planned over my spring break, and we took the RV to our local KOA.
Right.
And we had reserved a month there, and I think we ended up staying maybe 2.5 weeks.
Correct.
For a couple different reasons. Number one, we were in a section that was really tight.
Yeah, it was really tight. It was almost like that commercial, do you have any grapefruit pony? And you hand it out the window to the next person.
Yeah.
It was so tight, and we just were antsy to get over here to Happy Acres.
Exactly. So we had planned a quick, I think it was supposed to be a 4-night getaway down to Pigeon Forge over at Patty's spring break.
Right.
And so when we came home, I said to Patty, let's just fill up the freshwater tank. We're going straight to Happy Acres. Partially because we just wanted more space. Partially because we wanted to get over here so that we could get to work. Because for those of you that don't know, I am actually the manager here at Happy Acres Campground in Angola, Indiana. That's going to be my full-time job once the school year is over, because we're both teachers, and this is our final semester.
Right.
So,
29 days for me and counting.
Yep.
29 with students.
Yeah. And I have, let's see, by the time this video airs, I will have 3 weeks left in my semester. And technically, I don't officially retire from the college until August 20th. I'm going to go in 6 times this summer for 3 hours each time to train my replacement. But in essence, in 3 weeks, the way I view it, I won't be teaching this summer, and which then I'll be working all of my hours here at the campground.
Right,
so,
right.
And so once we got back, we thought that the water might be turned on within 3 to 4 days, but because of Indiana weather,
which is never reliable or dependable,
right,
or what you think, had switched, because earlier, before we went on our little trip to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area, Smokies, whatever, it said that the weather said, it's going to be above freezing when we get back. Well, wrong. When it goes below 30 at night, Kevin, the owner here, doesn't want to put the water on, which makes sense, because the lines aren't deep enough. We didn't want to break anything, so we're like, don't do it. We'll figure it out. And we did. We got good.
Yeah, we actually, we went out and bought, I think that was a 6 or 7 gallon water can.
Yeah.
And we just would go to relatives' houses and fill it up and put it into the RV. And we survived.
Yes, we did. We were getting pretty good at it too, Yeah, so it worked for us, because we have heat and all that. It was just the water situation. So yeah, and then now it's above freezing at night. It's starting to warm up, kind of. We've had a lot of rain here, stormy weather for some crazy spring season, but yeah, now we're here.
And it feels good to be home again. I mean, actually, when we came back and actually came into the park, we ended up being up in a pull-through full hookup because it was so wet. We had gotten so much rain here in Northeast Indiana that to get into our permanent seasonal site here, I actually have to end up putting the truck into some grass across the road.
It's just too tight.
And I just didn't want to, and even the day that I did do it, you could still see my tire tracks over there. But yeah, I mean, it just feels good to be on our site. We got our new shed brought down, and now we feel like we're at home.
Yep, getting it set up, stuff's in storage. We have the eBay stuff in storage, and so yeah, it's starting to get all the pieces
Right.
figured out here.
And we're doing some things to the RV now that this is our home,
Hmm.
our actual home,
Home.
to try to again just make it a little bit more livable. And so I guess the big thing was we made a trip, I guess about a week ago.
To IKEA.
Yeah, ran down to
Actually, it was
Indianapolis.
over my spring break.
Um,
It was one of our spring break things. But yeah, we went to IKEA.
yep, and we ended up buying a new chair for the dinette. What we've done is, if you saw the episode from last November, December,
Hmm.
we took out the table that was in here that was mounted to the wall. You couldn't move it, and we bought a small table at IKEA over Thanksgiving and put in here. And we just kept one of the dinette chairs. There
Right.
was two because one side's like a bench, but that chair, quite frankly, was
Was not comfortable.
no.
If you wanted to sit in that for lengths of time, like to work on schoolwork or anything, it just was uncomfortable. So we decided, let's get ourselves a bucket chair or a barrel
Chair
chair or
or
whatever they're
something.
called, like
Yeah,
that.
so we ran to IKEA, and this chair is super comfortable. It's
Hmm.
actually a dining chair, but boy, it doesn't sit like one. It's
No.
very comfortable. And I think we paid 160 for it. It was on
Hmm.
sale.
I think it's worth every penny.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people will say, well, you only have one table for or one chair for
We
your
don't
table.
need more
We
than
don't
one.
sit at our dinette to eat. We always just sit in here.
Hmm.
What we're using the dinette for, in fact, we moved the table so it's kind of long ways,
Like a desk.
like a desk, and we can sit and work and look out. And we still have the little dinette or the booth side or
If
whatever
you
they call it.
wanted to,
Yeah.
it's easy to turn it more like a table and use the booth side and then a chair. And we have other chairs and stored under here.
Yeah, we still have the folding chairs that we
Hmm.
bought at IKEA back
Hmm.
in, and so
If we
yeah,
need
so
more
that's
seating.
one. We actually had a very cheap footstool. I think I got on a special buy at Menards for like $10,
Uh-huh.
and it was fine. But we found, I guess you would call it more like a poof.
I guess so. It's
It has no storage in it. It's
uh-uh.
just almost like a big bean
And it's
bag
like almost like, I don't know how you say it. Like it's almost got like a knitted outside
texture
maybe
to it. Yeah.
texture. It's dark gray. We went with that color, and man, does it look nice. It kind of upped our game in here.
Yeah, it does. It's funny how little things like that can just change the look of
Uh-huh.
your home, and it's still very functional in the sense that we really weren't using the other one for storage. It had a little bit of storage in it.
Yeah.
We use it so if whoever's sitting on the couch, if they want to kick their feet
Right.
out,
Hmm.
and I just think it looks nice
It
in here.
does. It
I
does.
think we also picked up a few things at IKEA, that like storage containers, and because I originally thought that we had a set of storage containers in here.
I think we gave them to Goodwill.
Yeah, but I know the ones at home we gave to Goodwill when we
Yeah.
moved because I'm like, well, we don't need two sets of storage containers, and then we got over here, they weren't here,
Right.
so we bought some more storage containers at IKEA. I
Hmm.
love going to IKEA because they have a lot of good items when you live in small spaces.
Yes, and that's exactly what we need ideas for stuff like that because this is a small space. And we're trying to really maximize our space.
So we're going to be here at Happy Acres until we close the gates at the end of October. We don't
Right.
really have any plans to travel because, again, with me managing, I pretty much have to be here during the 7 months that we're open. But again, we're planning to be in Texas for this upcoming winter,
Yep.
and you can follow along with that journey.
Sure.
Um, One of the videos that I want to do sometime in the near future is talk financials, because I know a lot of you have wondered, how is it that we at our age could semi-retire?
Hmm.
What's it costing us? Are we saving money? That kind of thing. And I'd like to do a whole dedicated like budget video on that, because quite frankly, we are in some ways saving money. We had a almost $1,300 a month mortgage payment.
Don't have
We
that.
don't have that anymore. Plus, we had our monthly payments on the car and the truck, and we were able to pay
Don't have
those
that
off with some
anymore.
of the equity
Right.
from the sale of the house. But then we started looking at things like we still pay electric on our lot here. When you RV and you take out a monthly or seasonal site, usually you're paying electric.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much a wash. We were on a septic and well at our house, so that's still a wash because those items are included typically in a monthly or
Right.
seasonal site.
Right.
So we'll try to go through like where we're seeing some savings and maybe where we're spending more. Good example is our internet. We use Starlink here at
Hmm.
Happy Acres. That's significantly more, almost double what we were paying over at Tall Pine Lodge.
Right.
So, but yeah, we want to share that. We'll get in all those numbers in a future video.
Okay.
So, do want to mention though, big announcement that we have added a second camp out this summer. We have our annual September one here at Happy Acres, but we're super excited because May 30th, May 31st, and technically June 1st, that's when most people go home. But
Right.
we are doing something a little bit different. It's called the Travels with Delaney and Friends Campout.
Yes.
And we've got a couple other YouTubers joining us. Our friends Mike and Joni from Those Who Glamp Together will be co-hosting with us, along with David and Tina from RV Wagon Tales.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, when we put this together, our friend Jonathan from Tree Talker the Traveler was supposed to be here as well.
But they can't make it.
And most likely they're not going to make it because they're in the process
of
moving out of their house. They've sold their house, and it looks like that might be the weekend they're moving out. He told me there's still a very slim chance he might make it, but we're excited to have two of our other friends from channels on YouTube. And so it's going to be great because instead of just coming and hanging out with Patty and I, you're going to get to hang out with some other YouTubers. And we're doing some events that are a little bit different than what we have done in the past.
So
if you've been to a camp out here at Happy Acres, it's going to be a little bit different. I can tell you we'll still have a meet and greet on Friday night.
Yep.
But on Saturday, we are going to be going over to the 6 on James for lunch, and everyone is going to get a 1-hour boat cruise on Lake James.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain Corey from the Lake James Tour Company can take out about 10 people at a time, so we're going to have to do it in shifts. Some people will be eating, some will be cruising, and vice versa. And so I think that's going to be a great afternoon. Hopefully the weather will be wonderful.
I hope so, yeah.
And then we'll come back here in the evening, and we're going to have live entertainment, and it looks like we're going to have Pat Taylor, who has played a couple of our campouts before, providing live entertainment in the pavilion. And then we'll have a few other events throughout Saturday in the afternoon. And then Sunday morning, we'll close it with our famous pancake and sausage breakfast. And yes, I will be in the kilt.
In the kilt.
That's right, because that's what everybody wants to wake up to. It's Patrick in a kilt on Sunday morning. So
absolutely,
I've asked Joni if Mike's going to get in a kilt and cook breakfast with me. She said he'll cook, but he's not getting in a kilt.
Aww.
But maybe we can talk David from RV Wagon Tales to get in a kilt with me. You never know.
Never know.
So anyway, if you're interested in coming to the spring campout, Travels with Delaney and Friends campout, you just go over to camphappyacres.com, and there's a banner that'll run across the screen. You'll see it. Click on that. It's book your site. Whatever site you want, if you want to pull through full hookup, if you just want a water, electric, whatever you want, book your site and then add on the package. It's $60 per person. That includes the meet and greet party in the evening on Friday night. That's going to include your lunch and your boat ride on Saturday, the entertainment on Saturday night, the breakfast on Sunday morning, a small welcome gift, and you get all that for $60 per person.
Holy cow.
So just book your site, add on the package.
There you go.
So definitely wanted to mention that.
Okay.
All right. I think that's pretty much it, unless you got anything else that...
The only thing I want to add, and it's a puppy update. If you, those of you that have watched a long time, thank you. But Truman had a birthday.
He did have a birthday.
On April 10, he turned 7.
7 years old.
7.
It's hard to believe because it seems like it was just yesterday we were toting the little fella around in a papoose out in Seattle.
Yes, I know.
And here we are. He's 7 years old.
And he already needs another grooming, I can tell. His furs grow so fast. But, yep, and Bessie's doing well. She's over here, of course. You know,
in her usual spot. If you watch our podcast, you know Bess isn't a big fan of sitting with us, I guess. She's always over in the theater seats. Those are like
she's
her
protecting
favorite.
her dinner, so she's always protecting. Instead of just eating it, she protects it. So, all right, that's my puppy update.
All right, always good to have a puppy update. Been a little laxed on the videos. We'll try to get back into it soon. It's just right now I'm working 2 full-time jobs, and so it's been a little difficult, plus with the whole move. But we definitely wanted to get this out. I know I'm going to have some videos coming out because our friends over at Blue Technology sent me a new product. Actually sent me several new products to try. Super excited to show those to you. And yeah, Myron's going to be doing some more work on our RV, and I want to show you, you know, some of that. So we'll have that in videos.
Our son, right?
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and until next time, we'll see ya.
On down the road.
Bye.
Travels with Delaney. We'll see you on down the road.